So I don't remember exactly what questions I assigned. I know I went through and picked some. It was mostly odds, right?
Yeah, a lot of them were odds.
Okay, 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, and 10. No, there was some method to my madness. I let you guys skip any of the repeating types of questions, so I only assigned like one of each type. Sorry, can you guys see that, or do I need to pull down the screen? Yeah, my bad. Remember, finding your slope from 2 points, when you don't have a graph, you need to use the change in y. Once again, the change in y over the change in x. So I did -4 minus 7, which is -11, and then 1 minus 7, which is -6. -11 over -6 would become positive, right? So a common mistake that I see on quizzes and stuff is people either do x over y instead of y over x, or mess up their negatives somehow. You said 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, and 10, right? Number 5, describing the slope of the line. There were 2 different ways to do this question. You could either solve the equation for y and then identify your slope, so -5 over -3 would be a positive 5/3. Or you could have found your x and y intercept and then found the slope between those 2 points. That would have been fine too. 7, slope of any horizontal line is 0. And then vertical lines are
Unidentified.
Yeah, undefined. Yeah, the U word, whatever it is. And then the slope of the line here, when you're in slope-intercept form, it should be pretty quick. This is where everybody messes up, is when you're finding the slope from the table. Most of you will put your slope upside down. Yeah, but it has to be y over x, which means your table is sort of upside down from your slope, right? The change in y is 1, and then the change in x is 7, so it needs to be 1/7. And then the next couple pages, I think we did numbers 1, 2. Oh. 1, 3. So finding the x and y intercepts written as coordinates, right? 1 and then 3. And then number 5, remember you plot your y-intercept and then you use your slope to move. And then 8 was next, right? A y-intercept of 1, down 3 over 2. Did we do 9 as well?
Yeah.
Sorry about my disgusting looking graph, but there were 2 different ways. This cumulative test is going to be multiple choice. So if you are more comfortable with solving the equation for y, then do it, right? But finding your x and your y intercepts, remember to find your x intercept, you cover up the y. So 3x is equal to 9, you divide by 3 to get 3. Negative y equals 9, you divide by -1 to get -9, and then plot your 2 points, and there you go, you have your graph. We didn't do the transformations. Was there this page too? I don't remember. 1, 4, 6, and 10. Is that what you said? 1, 2, 4, 6, and 10. Yeah, so number 1. Number 2, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Recall way back in the day we did this thing called point slope form, m times x minus x1 plus y1. That's definitely something that I would make sure I know for the quiz, because numbers 2, 4, 6, and 10 all use that same formula, right? But first, here you had to find the slope, so the change in y is 5 over 1. And then you had to find your y-intercept. Number 6 was about parallel lines. Remember, parallel lines have the same slope, so you're going to steal your slope and then probably use point slope form. So you would have had something like this. So y is equal to 5 times x minus 9 plus 5. And then you would have had to distribute to get 5x minus 45 plus 5. and then combine like terms to get negative 40, right? And then number, where'd it go? 10? Is that, I let you guys skip the other ones, right? Perpendicular, remember that means your slope is the opposite sign and it's flipped. It's called the opposite reciprocal, so you need your new slope, and then you could have plugged in that slope into point slope form. So then you'd have half x minus 1.5 plus 2. Oh, my answer's wrong, isn't it?
That's what I got.
Should this be a negative 1/2? Or negative 1.5?
Oh, yeah.
Which would mean my answer should be y equals 1/2 x plus 1/2, right? Oh, thank you. Which would make this a plus, which makes this. I gotta trust myself, man. I know all of you had my original answer, so I shouldn't have second guessed myself. Thanks for catching that mistake. Any questions, comments, or concerns?